I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Brendan Kane. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing wonderful as well. Thank you for having me.
Sure, it's a great pleasure. What part of the world are you in right now?
Right now, I'm in sunny Los Angeles.
All right. Well, do tell me, Brendan, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, I guess I'm best known for right now this case study I ran on myself, where I was able to take over 15 years of experience in digital to basically amass a following of 1 million followers in 100 countries in less than 30 days.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. Tell us more, please.
Yeah, so it does sound like a lot of work, but again, I've been in digital for about 15 plus years, so I have a lot of experience. And over the past 3.5 years, I actually took the time to build a set of testing methodologies on top of the Facebook and Instagram advertising platform to use it as a market research tool to be able to test content at scale and really learn what it takes to get people to share your content at the highest velocity. So at the end of the day, it sounds like a lot of work, but we've really built a system that makes it fun and engaging to actually test your content and really learn what it takes to get people to follow your brand or your company or you as an individual when they've never heard of you before.
Now, immediately, I'm sure there are others that will want to click to find out more. Where's the best place for them to go?
Yeah, so I just actually published a book on how I actually did all this that breaks down the entire system. So that's at 1 million followers with one spelled out.com. So 1millionfollowers.com. And there's access in the book there. And if they want to dive in further, there's an interesting little invite only program we're launching. So it's 1millionfollowers.com/growth.
Now, it seems to me that you're a very analytical person. If that is accurate, who did you learn that from?
Yeah, it's a great insight. I am analytical in nature in just terms of how I look at the world, and I think that I was just born that way. I always like to break things down into systems and learn how to build things and create things from scratch. But it's interesting that I think over the past 10 or so years, I've really built up the creative side of my mind because I started off in the entertainment industry working with movie studios and directors and celebrities. And that I think opened up really to the creative side of producing content and testing content. So I like to marry the both of analytics and data and creative because I see that's where you can have the largest impact possible when you combine the two of those.
That's wonderful. Now, let me just cut you for one quick second. I think your headsets are just rubbing on your t-shirt or there we go.
Got it.
Yeah. So you're this guy who is analytical. You've combined creativity, obviously, again, because of your experiences. You've found a way to create a melting pot. Why will you continue to be that person that goes the extra, to not let it be what could seem as, for some, the cardboard analytic aspect of things, but you've actually created the flower garden of an experience, I would think. Why would you continue to be the guy that puts in the energy to ensure that it feels and the experiences goes like that?
I think the first part of that is I just love learning. And I think the only way you learn and you grow is by pushing and keep trying new things. Because if you get complacent, you don't really grow as a person. You don't really grow as a business professional. So that's really been instilled in me since I was a young child. And that's really what keeps me going at all times. Secondarily, I'm always wanting to be the best person possible, and whether that is personal or professional. So going that extra mile and continuously pushing forward and testing and learning is just a part of like who I am and what I want to be. And that's why I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And I don't work within a corporation, is because I felt when I was working in a movie studio or a big company, I was spending more time asking for permission than actually creating and building things. So that's the way that I look at it. In addition, it's just fun for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are like a million questions, pun intended, that I could ask you, right? After having that experience, just seeing the responses of so many other people, it speaks masses, if you would, to who you are as well. Do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Yeah, over the course of the past 3 years, consistently, I would say, and it plays into the reaching 1 million followers in 30 days is all about content testing and optimization. Is I'm always constantly, whether it's for a client or for myself, I'm always constantly creating new content and putting it out in the world and seeing how people respond to it. Like you said, you get responses from all over the world. Like when I'm testing content, I'm not just testing it in the United States or California. I'm pushing it worldwide. I'm pushing it to even places like Africa or Indonesia or India or Europe or South America, because I really want to see how different people from different backgrounds, from different parts of the world, respond to different messages and respond to content, because that's really fascinating to me, is just how you can package content to really transform somebody's life, because a lot of the content that I push out into the world is inspirational and educational, because that's what I'm truly passionate about. And I never want to push anything out that is negative in any way, because I just feel like if I'm going to spend my day putting a piece of content out in the world, I want it to have a positive impact in somebody's life.
How did it make you feel when you saw that the step you took to be who you are, right, actually panned out with the results that you got with having 1 million followers in 30 days from all over the world?
Yeah, it's a great question, because it's not like I haven't seen big numbers before, because I'd worked with major corporations like an MTV or a Paramount, and I'd worked with big celebrities and building technology platforms for the likes of Taylor Swift and Rihanna. So I had seen big numbers before, but it was the fact that it was me, myself, somebody starting from zero, starting from scratch, that had never been in television or film, wasn't a professional athlete or some type of rock star, could connect with 1 million people around the world. It was really eye-opening and amazing that you could really connect with that many people just sitting behind your computer. And it was really I would say inspiring as to the possibilities, because I didn't do this to make myself famous. I didn't do this to turn myself into an influencer. It was really, at the end of the day, an experiment to see what was possible so that I could share that information with the world. So to me, what I really learned, and the big takeaway from it was, in today's climate, because digital platforms have been adopted worldwide, no longer do you have to be a major corporation, a mainstream celebrity or brand, or somebody with millions of dollars of marketing budget to connect with so many people. It's like anybody can truly do it. And I think that the potential of it is really tremendous.
Definitely. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do what you've done by creating a brand like this, but definitely ensuring that it's connected to who they are?
Yes, authenticity is critical. Like if you're not authentic about your brand, your message, or your content, people will see through it. Maybe they won't see through it on the first, second, or third piece of content, but you'll have no longevity. You'll have no staying power as a brand if you're just trying to produce content that's going to get a click or get a share or get a like.
Folks, the guy is bringing the gold. Again, Brendan Kane, you can check him out at 1millionfollowers.com. You have to spell that number 1. Brendan, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Brendan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. It's a great question. For some reason, what comes to mind is, because it's Halloween, I can remember Halloween dressing up as a young cowboy. I think this is probably at like age 4 or 5, and trying to ride our pet dog as a horse. I think that's one of my earliest memories.
Why do you think this memory is so clear, other than it being Halloween time?
I think it's because there's a photo of it, and I think it's probably one of the earliest photos that I can remember of myself that shows up very often on my mother's Facebook page. So that's probably why it's ingrained in me. But obviously, there's a great childhood memory of celebrating that holiday and also having a dog at such a young age because I think that when I was born, the dog was probably like 1 years old. So we essentially grew up together.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Oh, another great question. I would say that imagination is one. I think that my curiosity and my imagination are just as strong as it was when I was a young kid. And I think it's what makes me so effective in what I do on the creative side of things is I have a very strong imagination that takes me to so many different places. And again, as being a young kid for anybody, you have this strong imagination of places you want to go, people you want to be. So I think that that's how it's continued on to who I am today.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you see the engineering mind in motion. Like you had the cowboy outfit, and of course, you needed the horse, right? So, hey, we work with what we have. And I think it
Yep.
speaks a ton to the brand you've created by even if you would expand, hey, there's a lot that you do have surrounding you that can create so much more. And I'm glad that you, just like in your memory, did it. You know, you didn't think about it and left it there. You did it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's just ingrained in me. I sometimes to a fault, I just jump ahead and just try things and build things and create things because that's what I enjoy doing. I'd rather do that than just talk about it.
Love it. Well, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I can think of like MC Hammer, but I don't know if I was 12 years old.
What
I
song
think
from MC
MC.
Hammer?
Oh, I don't even think I can remember. All I remember is that my first concert was Boys to Men and MC Hammer, and I don't
Sweet.
remember what age I was, but I was probably around 12.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's the famous song from MC Hammer?
that's what I'm trying to think of. I can see the music video in my head. Yeah, yeah,
Is it, what does he say? It's just do it. Is it just do it?
I think so. Which was funny because that's
It
the
definitely
Nike.
connects. It connects to who you are as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
oh, it's not fun. You're not the first, and you
Oh
won't be the
no,
last.
I'm looking at it online. I think it's You Can't Touch This.
You
That's
can't
it.
touch this. That's it. Yeah. I could see you on the horse, though. I mean, well, the dog. Yeah. The
Yeah.
confidence it takes, right? Like, can't
Yeah.
touch this. Yeah, that's it. Can't touch this. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yep.
Brendan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Every day I'm doing it. Yes.
Are you married?
I am not married.
Do you
But
have
every
children?
person I interact, I
Sorry.
do not have children.
Sorry, every person you interact. Sorry, you could go ahead.
My mission in life is to provide as much value to other people. So every person I interact with, I try and provide as much value through the experience and everything I've learned. So one day when I am married and have kids, it will transfer to them. But right now, it's the people I engage with on a daily basis.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say less, but not by a big margin.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique, real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Brendan Kane, what would you say that is?
How can I provide value to you today?
Love it. Brendan, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I think that the only thing I would share is just keep going, keep moving, keep learning, and don't let failure get you down.
Yeah. Definitely. Can't touch this. Brendan, again, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.